Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have not made a video in a long time and I thought I would just spontaneously record a video and tell you guys what I've been up to. I'm not going to edit this literally at all. Like this is not even going in the little editing software, so don't expect, this is the bare bones that you're getting today. This is just me trying to get back into it and give you guys a little update, and we will worry about, lighting and camera stuff and all that kind of stuff when I'm all set up. Let's see, what's some embarrassing things that I can say so that I don't worry about having to edit this. Limp Bizkit, not bad. Limp Bizkit's not bad. There you go. So, now that I've already said that, there's nothing else I can say in this video that would require any editing because I already admitted that I like Limp Bizkit. So we're going to get right into this. Where have I been? What have I been doing? Well, I've been, around and about, and for people who don't really watch the lives that I do, I moved to a different city and I didn't have a place to make videos for a really long time. And my wife and I have recently bought a house. And then right after we bought the house, I went back to school to finish my degree, so I couldn't really get my office set up or make any videos that way. And so it just kind of fell by the wayside. All this to say that I am now done school and I am officially graduating from my degree. It is my undergrad. I started it like 12 years ago when I first started, and I stopped for a really long time. And then I went to a different university, and I should have graduated at that university, but they told me after I was nearly done that I needed to have my psych credits from there instead of my old university, so I would have had to take another 12 classes, and I just wasn't going to do that. So then when we moved back, it was a great opportunity for me to finish up the odds and ends there and get my degree. Anyway, the reason that I say that is because in May, I'm going to be doing a special TBR. It is a TBR that I have wanted to do for a while, and I never really find the chance to do it. It is just going to be a 5-star TBR. Now, the thing is, I read a lot of books, but when I'm reading a lot of books, I do a lot of different things. I check out ARCs, I buddy read with a lot of friends, I just check out whatever's available at the library, I continue new series, or I try new series, continue old series that I'm enjoying. And because of that, a lot of the books that I really, really want to read that I'm pretty sure I'm going to love get pushed down and down the wayside. And I just decided for May, I'm just going to reward myself and I'm going to read only books that I think I'm going to love. And so I'm going to go through those books right now. And I'm very excited about these books. So there's a couple that I've already started. I started in April. Okay, I lied, I yawned, so I will edit this a little. The first book that I'm currently about 30% into is The Silver Blood Promise by James Logan, and I'm really liking that so far. That is an arc that I got from Tor, and I'm really, really excited to see what that book ends up being about. It does give me the Locke Lamora vibes so far, and yeah, I'm excited to finish that in the next couple days. I also started Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler, and that is another book that I feel like is going to be a banger. I'm already 40% of the way through it. It reads really easy. Like a dystopian sci-fi, and I needed to read some more Octavia Butler, so I'm finally making it happen. I am also about 65% into Disquiet Gods by Christopher Rocchio. This is one of my most anticipated reads of the year. Rocchio is a mad genius. This book has been absolutely bonkers already, and I can't wait to finish it. I will probably finish it either tonight or tomorrow, honestly. I am also reading Oathbringer again. I'm doing a reread. I'm about halfway through Oathbringer, and I love Stormlight Archives so much, and I'm really excited to get to the 5th Stormlight book in December, so I thought I would do a quick reread and get myself ready for that. And Oathbringer, I've just been having a blast just reading a couple chapters in between the other things that I'm reading. Other than that, I am about 100 pages into Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Daniel Kahneman is a kind of a hero of mine. He's a big guy in the clinical psychology and academic psychology field. He won a Nobel Prize for behavioral economics. Just an absolute genius. He and Amos Tversky basically created the field of behavioral economics, and so just like an amazing guy on the cognitive psych side. And I've always wanted to read this book. I started it on audio once, and I just never really wanted to read it that way, so I waited to read it physically. And I had already made this TBR, and then actually we got the news that Daniel Kahneman had passed away like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so that's very sad. So it's a perfect time for me to read it and honor his legacy that he's done to psychology, especially considering I'm doing this as a thing for me graduating. It just feels apt that I'll be reading that. So I'm glad I'm finally making that happen. And the only book on this TBR that I'm not actually as confident I'm going to give 5 stars to is I'm currently doing a Bound and the Broken read along with Ian the Reader, Alex from Tall Guy Reads, and Jordan Reads, who, by the way, if you guys did not see my chat with Jordan and Alex recently, please check it out. It was a blast. And I'm trying to coax those guys back into making videos more often. But yeah, we are reading The Bound and the Broken, and we are supposed to be reading the second book of Darkness and Light this month. I didn't love the first book. I did give it 3.5 stars, I believe. It was fine. It was very generic and cookie cutter, but it was fine. It's on. I had already committed to this buddy read, and I don't want to leave my friends behind. So I will read this book in this month, but this will be the only book that is not part of this 5-star TBR that I have going on. Other than that, I'm just going to go through the books that I am going to be reading and maybe talk about them a little bit. I'm not going to be flashing them up on the screen or anything like that because I'm not doing any editing in this video. So the next book I'm going to be reading is Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb. That is the end of the Tawny Man trilogy, and I'm very excited to finally finish that up. I have no doubt that I'm going to love the end of Tawny Man, and then it's on to the mid books after that, the Rainwilds, and we'll see how that goes. I will be finishing up the Empire trilogy by Raymond E. Feist and Jenny Wirtz with Mistress of the Empire. I was supposed to read that a long time ago, and I just never got around to it, but I love the first 2 books, and I'm sure that I will also really love the third book. I will be reading Moral Tribes by Joshua Green. That is a book about moral psychology and how emotion and reason kind of factor into the way that we make our day-to-day decisions, and it's an area of interest that I have that I'm pretty sure that I will for sure give this book 5 stars unless there's some sort of unforeseeable thing. But yeah, I'm just really excited to get to that one. I have 2 Robert Sapolsky books because Robert Sapolsky is one of my favorite scientists. I see him on podcasts. I've listened to his great courses, and he just seems like a great dude in his field. And the one I'm going to read is A Primate's Memoir. This is one where he went and followed a baboon troop over the course of, I believe it was 25 years, and he wrote kind of about the entire baboon troop and how you could see their behaviors and follow their characters and stuff like that. And I think that would be very interesting. And then the other book by him I have is Behave, which is about kind of how our biology and our brain work together to inform our behaviors. And that's a book that I've read about half of when I was taking neuroscience. And once I was done neuroscience, I just didn't want to read any more things about neuroscience for a while, so I put it down. But I'm really excited to. I'll probably just restart it and just read it from there. I'm going to be reading House of Open Wounds by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I loved the first book, City of Last Chances, and everybody says that the follow-up is even better. And Adrian Tchaikovsky is one of my favorite authors, so I'm super excited about that. I will be reading Will of the Many by James Islington, something like that. And that was one of the most hyped fantasy releases in book 2 last year. And I'm sure that I'm going to love it. I got an ARC for that book, and I just never read it. But I bought a nice physical version. I have the audiobook, so I'm sure that it will be a priority for me this month. And I'm really, really expecting to like it. I will be reading Song for Our Bone by Guy Gabriel Kay. This is the last of the Guy Gabriel Kay books that I have to read that I'm over the moon excited for. Guy Gabriel Kay is one of my favorite authors, and he has a few books that I haven't read yet that I might really end up loving, but this seems to be the last of the ones that people just are over the moon about. My friend Books with Pengus Khan recently just read it, and it was his favorite book of all time, so I'm excited to finally get to Song for Our Bone. I will also be reading We Ride the Storm by Devin Madsen. That is the first book in the Reborn Empire trilogy, I want to say. It's 4 books. All the covers are dope. I just really, I just think I'm going to really like this series. And I want to take a chance on finally reading it. I knew about it when it came out. And that was 6 years ago or something like that. So I've just been kicking it down the road too long. In a similar vein, I'm going to be reading We Are the Dead by Mike Shackle. This is the Last War trilogy. And again, I've been following this book since the first one came out. And the trilogy has been done for 2 years now. And I just think it's everything that I'm going to be looking for in a grimdark fantasy series. The people that I trust really like the book, or really like the trilogy, so I'm sure that it will be great. I'm finally going to be... Evie, this is for you. Evie, are you watching this? This is for you. I'm finally going to be reading Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. I famously read a little bit of that on audio and DNF'd it, and Evie got really mad at me. But I just don't think it's a good book to start off on audio, at least not for me. So I'm going to be reading it physically. I'm really excited. Everyone I know that's read this book gushes about it. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. And I don't know if I can continue being friends with Evie without having read it. So I will be reading this month finally. Other than that, we have Curse of Chalion by Louis McMaster Bujold. Um, this one, I think, if there's any on there that I'm more thinking I'm going to give 4 stars to, this might be the one. But Louis McMaster Bujold just sounds like someone that I'm going to really like. And I just think Curse of Chalion sounds great, so we're going to put that on there. I'm going to be continuing Shadows of the Apt with Dragonfly Falling, which is the second book in that 10-book series by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I really like the first one. Everybody says the second one is even better. Can't wait to continue. I shouldn't have waited so long after the first book, honestly. I'm also going to be trying to read Wolf of Wessex by Matthew Harvey. A lot of these books are a bit longer, a little bit more dense in the world building, and Wolf of Wessex is just like a revenge tale set in 7th or 8th century England, and I just was like, this is going to be a banger. So maybe on a little bit of the lighter side to read this month. And I'm also going to be continuing my reread of Howling Dark by Christopher Rocchio. That's the second book in the Sun Eater series. It's funny kind of reading that at the same time as Disquiet Gods, but I've kind of put it to the side until I finish Disquiet Gods, and I think that's a good thing, judging on what's going on in Disquiet Gods right now. It's kind of recontextualized the whole series. So when I continue my reread of Howling Dark, I think it's going to really pay dividends there. So those are the books that I'm planning on reading this month. And the thing is that I don't plan on finishing all those books. I know people say that I read a lot of books and that it's like 19 books or something like that. No, that's going to be fine for you. But the reason I'm able to read so many books all the time is that I really move books around, and I listen to different books for different occasions, and that's why I get through so many 3-star reads, because it's just like a memoir or something that I throw on when I'm at work or something. And I'm not going to be doing that this month. I'm going to try really hard to prioritize focusing on these reads because they're books that I've really wanted to read. So because of that, I'm actually going to be reading less. I'm going to be doing a lot more podcasts and music during my downtime when I can't focus. So I'm actually not going to get through all these books. I would be highly shocked if I got through them all. But it's the pool of books that I'm going to be focusing on, and I would love it. I would absolutely love it if I finish this month and every single book is 5-star. Chances are not good. One of these books is going to disappoint me. Maybe 2 of these books are going to disappoint me. But I'm pretty confident that it's going to be a great month. And, I also forget. I didn't even write this down. I'm also doing a buddy read with Joanna from Joanna Reads and Bookborn. We are doing a reread/read of The Paper Menagerie and Other Stories by Ken Liu, and we're just going to be doing that through May and June and kind of reading a couple stories at a time. But so I will be dipping into that, and I mean that's my favorite short story collection of all time. So yeah, I just have a lot of really good reading ahead of me, and I'm just glad to be able to make videos again. My next videos will be better than this one, I promise. It's just that I want to just jump in and start doing it again, and there's no better way than just doing it when I feel like doing it. And yeah, so this one's probably going to be a rambly, incoherent mess where I'm out of focus or whatever, but at least I made the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that I am back a little bit more often to make videos, and I will catch you guys next time. See you later.